Hello, ma'am.
Oh, I'm extremely sorry here. So I think I have switched off my microphone. So for through which, so why didn't you told me earlier only, man? Okay, so need to start it once again. Okay, so what is an array? So already you have studied the arrays with the rest of the programming languages, isn't it? So the basic definition of an array. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Now
Yes,
audible.
ma'am. Okay, okay. So, as with the arrays that we already know that it is a data structure in which we are going to add the elements in a some order over there, right? So, as a basic definition, yeah, you can add the as many elements as you want into an array depending upon the size that you want to restrict for the array. And since it is a dynamic structure, once you have created the array, you can add the elements at any time into it, and you can also remove the elements at any time from the array here. Okay. So coming to the structure in which the array is constructed in this platform, right? So I hope you remember the dictionary in the Python that we have discussed, right? So you know that in Python, the dictionary, the elements to the dictionary are added in the form of the keys and the values, right? So the same as with this array in the PHP here. So in PHP, you are going to consider the elements in the form of the keys and the values, right? So there are the two possibilities that you can create the array in the PHP here, right? So the one possible way is the way how you do it in the rest of the programming platform, that just go on adding the elements into the array, right? So in which the array indexing is considered by default from the range 0 to n minus 1 over there, right? So the where you need not have to explicitly specify the indexing values there, right? So in the other way of the array construction in this PHP, where it is going to allow you to explicitly specify the keys and the values associated with the each key here, correct? So that means you are not having only the integer as the keys over here. It is also going to allow you to specify the along with the integer the strings also as the keys for it, so for which the value with the key is going to be associated while creation over there. Okay, so now let's see few of the terminologies here. In PHP, array keys must be either integers or the strings and need not to be sequential here, right? So if you say that you are constructing the array by specifying the keys by the developer side itself, in that case you can consider that the elements that you are going to add into the arrays always need not to be the sequential, right? So it can be in a some different order over there, right? So the one more thing that you need to remember over here is do not ever mix up the keys as the one into the string as the integer value 1, right? So you can see here this is the one which is considered as a string because of the double quotation that is enclosed for the one, and this is the integer 1 itself, right? So though you have this as a string, so whenever you are going to compile with the array, it is going to do the typecasting in which even if you have taken the one and the string, these two are going to be considered as a one, which there again the ambiguity arises, right? So to avoid the such kind of the confusion, so always make sure that whenever you are going to consider the integer as the keys for the arrays, so make sure that you can consider these two as the same type over there. Okay. So as usual, if you do not explicitly specify the keys by default will be considered from the 0 to the n minus 1. Okay. So the array values, unlike keys, are not restricted to the integers and the strings. So as I told you that the keys must be always in the form of the either the integer or the strings. The values associated with the keys always need not to be restricted only to the integer or the string. So they can be object type, the primitive, or the any data type that is being supported in the PHP over here. Okay. So now we'll see with the actual syntax that is required for the array creation in the PHP here. So the one of the way, so you will come across with the several different ways or the different syntax that you can use for the array creation in the PHP here. Right. So one of the method here is what is given here. So all of you know that how to declare the variable in the PHP. So it is going to begin with the dollar symbol followed by the variable name, right? So equal to, and this is said to be as the constructor that is being used for the array creation. This is the one of the way how you can create the array object in the PHP here. So the name of the constructor is array, all in lowercase letters, followed by the parenthesis and semicolon to it. Right. So what this is going to do, it is going to create the days as the array variable here. Okay. So once that is done, next thing is how you can add the elements into an array over here. Right. So again, it has the two ways to do it. Right. So you can see here the way how it is done here. Right. So in the first way, if you have already created this, later on you can add it individual elements over there. In the second case, here you can see that along with the creation of the array object, you can also add the elements to it while creating only, right? So as in this case, you can see here again the dollar days is the variable of the array, since you are taking the array constructor here. So to this, instead of taking the empty parenthesis, you can also include the elements over here. So the elements that you want to add into the array, you can create it while creation itself. That means this days is going to contain all these as the elements of that array over there, right? So this is the another way of creating the array here. And the one more method over here is, you can see here, without using the constructor name also, you will be able to create the array object here. So how to do that? So the name, variable name, followed by the equal to symbol, and followed by directly including the elements into the square brackets here. So this is going to consider the array structure itself. With, even though you have not specified the any constructor name here as a array, it is going to create the array only. So because of the square brackets here, it is going to consider this as the array elements only, and by declaring the days as the array variable here. Okay, so these are the different ways that you can use for the creation of the array and by adding the elements while creating the array itself. Okay, so follow to that, how you'll be able to add the individual elements, or else how you'll be able to access the elements, we'll see here. So in this example, you can see here in this very first statement, we have created the array with the arrays constructor, and here we have not at all added the any elements, right? So later on, how we'll be able to add the elements with a specific index value over here, right? So if suppose if you want to add the mo in Monday as the first element to the array, so you need to add it with the array variable, that is dollar days, followed by the at which position you want to add the element over here, right? So you want to add it at the 0 index value, so include that index value into the square bracket right in front of the array variable, and equal to symbol followed by the element in the form of a double quotation on which you want to consider it as a value to be added to this index value 0 here, right? So followed to that, as many elements as you can add to it. Correct. So the another approach over here is, so this is where you can specify the explicitly the index value where you want to add these elements here. That means the Monday mon is added at the index value 0, and Tuesday tuv is added at the index value 1, right? So this is another alternate approach where you can add the elements into the array without taking the index values here, right? So you can also simply take only the array variable with the empty square brackets here, and then you can assign the value that you want to add over here. So how the elements are added by default over here, the first statement whichever it will be executed will be added at the default 0 index value, and the second statement is going to be added at the next index value, that is 1 over here. So it goes on continue as many elements as you define here. Okay, so these two are the approaches that you can use for adding the array elements whenever you have created the array variable with the constructor name here. Okay. Then how to access the element? So you are very much familiar that whenever you want the specific element from the array to be accessed, right? So in this PHP, you should keep in mind that as I told you that the array is structured in the form of the keys and the values. So the way the values are meant to be the specifically the elements that you have added into the array, right? So in that case, always be consider that the what you want to access from the array. Suppose if you have the, apart from the default allocation of the index values, if you have considered the any other values as a keys in the arrays, in that case make sure that what actually you want to access from the element, whether you want to access the elements in the form of the keys and the values, or else if you want to access only the keys or only the values, right? So with respect to that, you can go for accessing the element, right? So right now we'll concentrate with the values of the array in this php here, right? So you know how to print any statement into the php, that is done with the echo statement. So this, whatever the text that we have included in the double quotation string will be displayed as it is, and followed with the dot operation is going to concatenate the whatever the value that is being stored in this variable, right? So in this case you can see here dollar days is the name of the array variable, and you want to access the value that is associated in the index value 1, right? So it's probably the Tuesday that is going to be printed here. So the value that is stored in the index value 1 is TUE Tuesday, that will be printed as a part of this echo statement here. Okay, so follow to that, we'll see how we'll be able to add the elements with the specific keys and the value pair, right? So the earlier what we have seen, the adding the elements into the array in these two example is respect with the default allocation of the index values from the 0 to n minus 1, right? So what if we want to take our own keys to be considered into an array and the value that is associated with the each array here? So in that case, explicitly you can specify the keys with the values in this format here. So make sure whenever you are adding the elements into an array with the key and value in this PHP, you have to take the keys at the left hand side and the values at the right hand side, and in between you should take the equal to followed by the greater than symbol. You don't have this kind of a character in the keyboard. Instead you can simply take the equal to followed by the greater than symbol over here. Okay, so so how you are going to do this, the key value and followed by the value that you need to take into the double quotation here, right? So the whatever you have taken at the left hand side, it is a key, and whatever you have taken on the right hand side, it is the value. So not necessarily the values need to be always in double quotation, depending upon the what kind of data you are storing as a value. So on that you can take the values over there. Suppose if it is an integer, you can directly take the integer. If it is a string, you can take it into the double quotation over here, right? So follow to that, one thing you can observe in this example here is the keys you can see here need not to be in the sequential order only, right? So if at all if you wish to consider the keys of the out of order, you can take it. So as in the as did in this case, you can see here the first key is a 0, second is a 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I think they have taken the sequential order in this example, but not necessarily over here if we are allocating the keys explicitly by the program, right? So this is the one way how you can add the elements of the array in the form of the key value pair. Okay. Now how it will be stored over here. Okay. So in the there is a one more example you can see here where we have taken the keys as a string and the values as an integer over here. Okay, so do not ever get confused. So always consider the right side is going to be always key, and the left value, the left element, whatever you are taking here, it will be always considered as a value, no matter whichever the data type that you take into this part here. Okay, so in this example, you can see here what we have done here. All the keys are the strings, as you can observe here. The keys all are the strings, whereas the values with these each keys are of the type integers here, correct? So then how it will be stored in a structure of the arrays in this php, as you can see, these are the keys which are going to be identified as the key with the Monday have the value 40, the key with the Tuesday have the value 47, and similarly Wednesday 52, and so on here. Okay, so now how to access these elements now? So as we have seen in the earlier example, we'll be able to access directly by the numeric value as a key over there. Since here there is a string, so consider this same string as itself as it is in the square brackets with respect to that array variable here, right? So this is how you will be able to access the elements over here, right? So you can see here we have used the echo followed by the array variable name as a forecast, and followed by within the square bracket you can see here we have taken the key whatever we have defined as it is. So if it is a string value, take it as a string itself, which is going to get you the value that is associated with this key here. So in this Tuesday, the value associated is 47 and Thursday it is 40. So this is how you will be able to access the elements whenever you have the strings as a keys in the array of the PHP. Okay. So coming to the next concept is the multi-dimensional array. I hope you people are following, right? So as the array concept is completely familiar to you, I am rushing with the syntax that is being used in this PHP, right? So you people are comfortable or not? You people are understanding or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So coming to the multi-dimensional array. So I'll be able to create the multi-dimensional array here. So I hope you know the what is multi-dimensional array, right? So the examples that we have discussed so far is with respect to the single dimensional array. So the multi-dimensional arrays is where you'll be able to store the elements with the some different order with the two dimension as a rows and the columns over here, right? So how will be able to create that? So take the array variable with the array constructor, and within the elements of the array constructor, for the each element you take the another constructor as a array to just consider it as a first row over here, right? So how to create it? Start with the array constructor, and whenever you are adding the elements to this array constructor, each element is added again with the another array constructor over here with the different elements here. That means with this way of the construction, what happens over here is this first element of the outer array is considered to be the first row, that is at the index 0 for this array, and this is for the second row, third row and the fourth row over here, right? So you need not have to explicitly specify anything, you have to just create in this way, where automatically all these elements are going to be arranged in the form of the rows and the columns here, right? So the rows in the sense the indexing value that is considered for these elements here, correct? So the one example has been shown here that how to what value you are going to get if you use the this kind of the indexing here, right? So what we are trying to fetch here, we are trying to fetch the value that is being stored at the 0 indexing of the outer array and the 3 indexing of that element that is positioned at the 0 here. That means you can see here 0 with the outer, in the sense this array, the 0th position is this entire array over here, right? So all these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this particular first row is positioned at the 0. And along again up along with this 0, we want the element that is associated at the third index value with respect to this 0th element, right? So within this 0th, we want to access the third element here. So which is going to be access 0, 1, 2 and 3. So this value is going to be displayed over there, which is the Thursday. So these things already you are familiar at. So you know how to access the element whenever you are constructing the multi-dimensional array, right? So this is how the values are going to be stored here. So whatever I have explained it theoretically with respect to this example, the same thing has been given in the form of a figure over here, right? So how the values are going to be stored here? So as I told you that the contents, when you take the multi-dimensional array, the contents of the array are going to be arranged in the row wise over here. So you can see here, this is the first row, second this is the row at the value 0 in the index 0, this is the row at the index 1, it is the row at the index 2, and the last one is the row at the index 3, right? So along, if you observe that again with the all the in all the rows with the each of the indexes here is an once again the array. That means these are also going to be added with the specific index value, which is considered over here, right? So within the first row, you can see here again you have the elements which is in the form of the array, which needs to be added with a specific index value here. So along with the outer array at the in index 0, you have these elements with these specific indexes values. So as you can see here how the element is accessed. Similarly, the one more example here is we are interested with the third row at this position, and within that we are interested in the value stored at the second indexing, right, which is the Wednesday over here, right? So this is just an figure to explain you that how the elements will be stored in the form of the multi-dimensional array, right? So as I told you that not necessarily to be the always the keys to be the default indexing value, right? So you know that it is a associative array where the programmer can specify the indexing value, keys to be with the different data types as a strings over here, right? So as in this example, you can see here what is done here. So cart is a variable that is constructed as an array, right? So we just want to add the elements to this cart again, where the each element is again the another array over here, right? So the first element of the cart is also an array with the different elements, and the second element to this cart is also an array with the different elements over here. So let's see what kind of elements has been added to this cart here. Whereas the first element, that means this is going to be by default considered as a zero index here, right? So how the elements are again added at the zero indexing, which is also an array in which you have the id, title, and the quantity as the keys, and 37 burial at own ordnance, and one being the value associated with this case. So how it will be added, you can see here, as this array itself is the first element to the cart here. So that is having here, we have not specified any keys here, right? So by default they will consider the indexing values itself here. So that means this entire array will be positioned at the zeroth index value, that is this part. So once again, the element at this zeroth index value is once again an array over here. So which have the string values as the keys here. So there is with the each specific key with its associated value will be stored as it is here. So ID being 37, title being with this value, and quantity being with this value will be stored here. So as with the rest of the two elements to this array. So this again is going to be considered as a one here. So whatever the elements that is being constructed as once again the array as the element itself here. So the same thing will be added with its key and the specific value here. Right. So in this case, if we try to access this particular value, that is the cart is a array which is a multi-dimensional array in which we are interested to access the 2 with the title value, that is 2 being this part, right? So within this we are interested with the key which has the key with the title, which is this, and the value associated with this particular element is starry night, that will be displayed as a result if we try to access this particular element from this multi-dimensional array here. Okay. So follow to that, you are always not interested to access only one element from the array, right? So whenever you say that you are constructing an array, probably in the most of the cases you are trying to access the all the elements of the array, or else you want to print the all the elements of the array with one or the other loop over there, right? So this example is just to demonstrate you that how best you can use the loops in order to access the arrays over here, right? So you can see here, as you know that the PHP is also going to support these three loops to be used: while, do while, and the for. The same way you can use these loops on the arrays to access the each element one by one through that array. Now, so how it is done, you can see here. You know that you require some iteration to be performed so as to you proceed the element to proceed to the all the elements of the array, right? So one more thing I just want to tell you, that whenever you use in this way, so these kinds of these structures or these examples, whatever I'm discussing in this figure over here, is with respect to the arrays where you have added the elements with the default indexing values, right? So these are going to work on the arrays where you have added the elements with the default indexing value here, correct? So you can see here the dollar days where we have added the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday without any keys, and that means where the all these elements has been added with the specific indexing over there. So on this we are trying to apply the loops over here, right? So for which we have taken the I as a variable with the value 0 here, correct? So this loop is going to continue until and unless the count is sorry, I is less than the count of the days. Now what is this count here, right? So count, as with the other programming platform, I think you have used the length method on the arrays to get to know the total counts of the elements into that array, to get traverse across the all the elements into the array. In the same way, in this PHP, the count is a method, built-in method, that is used on the array variable to get the total number of the elements of the array. So you can see here in all the examples we have used the count method here to get to know the total number of the elements into the array here. Okay, so in this case, when you use in this way, so it is going to traverse across the all the elements of the array. That means it is going to work until and unless it is less than the count of the, that is the total elements of the array. For example, if you have the four elements, it is going to begin with the zero, and since you have used the increment within the loop, it is going to increment by one for each iteration. So the loop is going to be working until and unless this I value is less than the count. Suppose if there are the four elements, you know that the indexing is from the 0 to 3, and the result of this count is going to be the 4, right? So that means it is going to continue until unless the I value is 3. That means you will be able to access the all elements, right? So how to print the elements? You know that using the echo statement and using the variable name with specific index value you are trying to print, and with the dot notation we have used the HTML part just to make the each element to appear on the new line here. Okay, so similarly you can use this do while, and also you can go for using the for loop here, right? So whereas the working of the each loop is going to remain same, so since you are using the count on the array variable, you will be able to traverse across the all the elements over here. Okay, so I think I have the example over here. Okay, so I'll discuss one more concept and then I'll show you this example here. Okay, so this is with respect to the array where we have the default indexing over there, right? So what if we want to access the all the elements where we have the keys in a disorder, either it is in a non-sequential order or else it might be case with the where we have the keys with the string values over there, right? So in that case, what we can do here is we can go for using the for each loop. Okay, so the for using the for each loop will be able to access the elements of the array even though the keys are of with the disorder, or else the keys are of with the string there, right? So how to use that? For each loop followed by within the parenthesis the name of the array variable. This is the name of the array variable. So if you remember the example that we have seen here, forecast, and so here you can see the forecast is array variable where we have the keys as a strings here and values as a integers over here, right? So in this case what we have done here, forecast as a value, that so you need not have to specify the any increment or the decrement over here to continue with the iteration. So since you are using the for each, for by default it is going to access to the all the elements with respect to the array variable that you have taken here. But what you are interested, we are again not interested to print the keys, instead we are only interested to print the values associated with the each key in this example here. So for that, what you can do here is along with that array variable, you have to use the as keyword followed by the dollar value, right? So dollar value need not to be defined explicitly. So simply take it as a dollar value in the for each loop, which is going to point to the value associated with the each key in this array variable here, right? So in this example with this for loop, it is going to print only the values associated with the each keys there, correct? So in the next example, we'll see how we'll be able to print both the keys as well as the value associated with the each key. So even that can also be done. So again, use the for each loop. So keep in mind that whenever you want to access the elements where you have explicitly specified the keys in the strings, you have to use the for each loop. Whereas in the other cases, you can simply go for using either the while, do while, or the for loop, right? So if it is a strings, make sure you use it with the for each loop only, correct? So here in this case, as usual, begin with the array variable here. So as we are interested in both the keys and the value, you can take it as it is dollar key, yeah, which is associated with the each value in this way only, right? So the way how you have added it in the array, in the same syntax you need to take here, but the name of the variable needs to be always dollar key and the dollar value here, right? So print the same thing over here, echo as a part of the echo. So we just want to specify the day as the string over here for the each association here, followed by the dot operator, and first we are interested to print the key. So it is going to fetch that key, followed by the equal to, and followed by the value associated that key is present in the dollar value here. Okay, so this is how you will be able to print the values if you have taken the strings as a keys over there, right? So I think I have written the example over this. Let's see that. In this example, you can see here the two arrays has been created, the same arrays what we have just discussed, the days where we have added the elements directly. That means the default indexing will be considered for this variable days here. And similarly, we have taken the one more array variable where we have created this array with the elements in which the keys are the strings, whereas the values are the numeric here, right? So we have taken the one loop over here just to demonstrate how we'll be able to access the elements if we have the default indexing value here. So as I told you that to get to know the total number of the elements into the array, you are going to use the count as a method on the array variable. And here in this case, this is a iteration variable. You can say that it is going to continue until and unless this value is less than this, and you are going to print that, right? So for printing the anything on the screen, you know that in PHP you are going to use the echo followed by the value at the each position. That is, the value is stored in the dollar days, but you want to print it one by one, so which is with that current iteration, that dollar I, followed by you want to take it to the next line every time, right? So for that you are going to include the HTML part of the new line, so which needs to be taken into the double quotation into the echo to get it executed. And to concatenate these two things, you are going to use the dot operator, and to continue with the next iteration, you are going to use it the increment of that iteration variable here, right? So follow to that these two loops, as I told you just now, is used for the arrays where we have created the keys as a strings over here, so for which you need to use the for each loop only, right? So as I told you, in this first for each, we are interested only to get the values here. So you can see here we are interested only to print the values. In this case, I just want to print only 40, 47, 52, and 40 and the 37. So in that case, what we can do is we can take this array variable name, but with respect to the only values for which you need to take the variable name as a dollar value, right? So the same thing you need to print as a part of the each iteration of the loop here. So similarly, when you want to print both the keys and the value with the each key here, so you can take the two variables here to get printed as the dollar key equal to with the greater than symbol and the dollar value, and the same thing you can consider in the ecosystem eco part to get printed. Okay, let's see to get executed this one. I think already the server is running here. In this, the one which we want to run is the array example one. I have saved it that file with the array example one.php. So if I just click on this, it is showing you the all the results together here, right? So God, don't be confused. I have not at all taken the any presentation details over here, like putting the heading for each section over here, right? So you can see here for the first loop, for this part of the loop, you are printing all these sections Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday by one over here, right? So in the next part with this for each loop, so with this for each loop where we are interested only in the values here, so in that case you will be able to see this part of the result where you have printed only the values here, whereas with the next for each loop where we are interested to print both the values here, so this is the way how it is done. Day Monday is equal to 14, day Tuesday is equal to 47, and so on here. Okay. So this is just to show you that you are already familiar about these things, but just to show you that how or what is the difference in the syntax that you need to follow while using it in the PHP over here. Okay. Is it clear till now? or have any confusion over here? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So follow to the further concept, right? And how to add an elements to the array, right? So once already have created, and if you have added the elements while creating itself, right? So as it is told in the beginning of this topic itself, that the array is a dynamically structured where you will be able to add the elements, even though if you have if you have added the elements while creating itself, right? So as and when it is required, you will be able to add the elements, right? So an element can be added to an array by using the index value, right? So whenever you want to add the elements, there are again the two possible ways that you can follow. One way is you can specify the specific index value where you want to add the elements, no matter whether it is in the continued order or not. For example, if you have the only two elements in an array, and if you want to add the element at a fifth position, you can take it. It is also allowed here. So that means the rest of the three positions will be left blank over here with the null value. So the Saturday is going to be added directly at the fifth position, right? So the another way is simply without specifying the any index value, you can include only the empty square brackets here, and followed by the value that you want to add. So in this case, this value is by default added to the last position. So whatever currently the elements are there in the array, after that it is going to just concatenate this value to the last position of the array over there. Okay. So these are the two ways how you can add the elements here. Right. So as I told you that if you have added the elements with the specific index value with the disorder, that is in the as in this example you can see here. So how many elements are there? What will be the index value of these elements? So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at max you have added the last element at the index value 4 here, right? So what happens in this statement here? You are adding this value at the specific index value, that is 7. So what happens to the rest of the values? So it is going to be skipped, but with the values as a null over there, right? So if you want to print the array contents, you also have the along with using the loops, you can also use the print underscore r as a method to print the contents of the array over here, right? So if you are going to do that, can see here array is going to be displayed with a specific index value. You can see 0 with the Monday, 1 with 2, and 2 with Wednesday, and 3 Thursday, and 4 and Friday. As you can see, the last value 7 with the Saturday here, right? So the rest of the values will not be printed here. Why? Because you don't have the any values, or else if you try to access that element with a specific index value over there, however it is going to give you the null as a result over there. But while accessing the elements by using the print r function, so if you have skipped those specific index values, those will not be the part of that result over there. So those will not be the part of that display function over there, right? So instead, if you are only, it is going to give you the null value only when you access them specifically while taking the specific index value over there. Okay. So as we have seen that how we'll be able to add the elements, we will also see that how we'll be able to remove the elements. So to remove or delete the elements from the array, we are going to use the unset function. See all these methods you need to remember along with the syntax how it is being used. Why? Because many times it has been asked in your exam that explain the different methods that are used for the array, and sometimes even it has been asked for the 7 to 8 marks as well, where you need to remember the name of the methods by yourself. So this is the one way how this question will be asked. In the other way, they will explicitly specify you the name of the method which you need to explain in case if it is asked for the 4 or the 5 marks. For example, they might ask you explain the unset method with an example, explain the printer method with an example, and followed by you have the many functions over here: is, set method, sort, a sort, and these all are the methods itself which is going to be applied on the array over here, which I will discuss everything in detail. But you also need to remember it as a theory part of the question, which is one of the important theory question that might be asked with respect to this chapter over here. Okay, so if you want, you can note it down. Okay. So we'll continue with the discussion here. So to remove the any specific element from the array, we are going to use the unset method over here. Okay, so let me know what's the time. Okay. Okay, so already it is 9:40 over here. Okay, so let's continue these further concepts in the next class here. Okay, so have any doubts? Have any doubts?